for coming and watching my video. Today's Friday. Usually I kind of sit back, relax, chill a little bit on a Friday and just not always have anything super planned, but just going to have a bit of fun with some stamping. So I happen to have Ranunculus Romance on my desk from yesterday, and I was looking at it and thinking about how maybe it's worth me just playing with this one stamp set on its own, because I know that sometimes I do overload you with a lot of stamps. I love pulling out different ones, and particularly if you're a beginner stamper, you may not have lots of stamps to play with, and I want to convince you that this is a stamp set for a beginner stamper if you're into this style. Okay, if you're not into this style, then fine, don't buy it. But I try and keep a lookout in the catalogue for stamp sets that I think are helpful in terms of giving you a lot of versatility in terms of design and what you could achieve with it. So I've got my scrap white, sorry, not scrap, it's grid paper, but it will be scrapped. But I'm just going to, before I actually start stamping onto any actual cardstock, I thought it might be helpful just to draw out some different ideas, and you can do this as well. You can get a notebook maybe and just use, you know, I tell you what, a notebook that actually has squares on it, a grid on it, is actually really great for this. Okay, so 1, 2, let me just make sure. Let's see what size. Sorry, it's late and I'm like, oh, I can't always think of how things are. I'm just going to draw 4 by, what's that, about 5 3/4. There we go. I'm just going to draw that across there and draw some lines, because we're going to just rough out some designs on paper. And let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. So do one across there as well. Just do that there and do that there. Okay, oh, I've got one left for a square. All right, so I hope this makes sense to you. And I'm just going to get some of the stamps out to play with. Actually, I'll get all of them out pretty much to play with, apart from the sentiment ones, and talk about different ways they can be used, either by repeat patterning or creating a background. Yeah. Initially, I like to start with maybe more of a simple stamping idea, so just doing stamping only. But then I think, oh, it might be a bit more interesting if I was to, you know, maybe fussy cut or something like that. So if I just go for some really simple colours to start off with, like maybe 3 different colours. So we'll go with Night of Navy, Crumbcake, and I don't know, something like Flirty Flamingo. So a darker mid and a sort of lightish colour, just to get experimenting. Okay, so one of the first things I thought was this lovely script stamp is, you know, super lovely, but what might be nice is just to use that as a complete kind of either background all over, or using it as a kind of creating a bit of a background for something to be stamped on afterwards. So you could maybe build up a bit of a background like so. Maybe next time I'll move that up a bit. I'll actually have that a bit higher up. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun just to then stamp a flower over the top of that? Maybe, oh, I'll put this on top as well. Wondering whether that would look nice as well. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, maybe a couple of those, but in a lightish colour still. There we go, just a bit of interest there. And then come in with a darker colour. So this is sort of simple stamping if you're having to stamp a really quick card for somebody, but you want a layout that you think, okay, I know it's going to work, I know it's going to look good, so I don't have to overthink it. Let's get this little hello stamp out. Just stamp Oh, hello there. Right, okay, so I can experiment with that on proper card in a minute, but I just wanted to get an idea of the layout. And like I just said, I've looked at this now and I'm thinking, okay, so I should have started a little bit higher up on my paper, but you only really kind of figure that out unless you actually do it. So sometimes it's worth just sort of trialing it and seeing. Okay, now the other idea is, as I was coming to do this one, I thought, oh, wouldn't it be interesting just to have this stamped, you know, down the side instead. So I'm going to grab a little bit of scrap paper. Just going to do this just to mask off that area there. A minute. So I thought, oh, wouldn't it be interesting just to have this sort of down the side, at different sort of, you know, in what's the word I want? Sort of staggering the position of it, so it's different all the way down. And then should I open the pink this time? Oh, where did I just put the pink? Oh, it's under there. Where did that go? Oh, have I knocked my camera? Sorry about that. There we go. I'll read some comments in a minute. Sorry, I haven't looked up just yet. And maybe have some lines coming in from the side. But I don't need that full amount of the design. Just do some second generation there. And third. So just stagger these. Bit of fun. There we go. And then I was thinking we could come in with some flowers just on the side. So just going to ink up those flowers. Okay. Okay, that's quite nice. And then yeah, that's quite nice. So you can obviously always turn it around the other way. You don't have to have it this way round, but you could turn it around the other way. And again, probably stamp a little sentiment. Got space, loads of space for a sentiment that could go on there. All right, so that's 2 designs. I think what I'm going to do is I'll do a couple more, and then you guys can decide which one is the best one, and I'll stamp it up properly. Right, so before I do that, I'm just going to say a quick hello to everybody on the live, because I appreciate you've all come in and you're chatting away. Hi, Wendy, Mary, Sally, Glenna, Valerie. Oh, Sally, thank you for your card. Tina, Jan, Glenna. Who else is new on here? Hi, Sue, Anne, Nessa, Bev, Amy, Monica, Margaret. You're watching a replay and you couldn't chat. Oh, you can definitely chat now. Hi, Darlene, Cheryl, Carol, Sandra, Lorraine. Oh no, Nessa, sorry about that. Oh, Melissa. Oh, I hope you feel better soon. Right, have I said hello to everybody? Hi, Julie Bennett. Hi, Stampin' Hands. What time of the day is it there? It is 11:42. Yes. Right. Okay, so I've done that. Now, I'm now going to use the flower one as a bit. So I'm just trying to find a cloth as a background instead. So sometimes when it comes to stamp sets, a certain design might sort of jump out at you that you think, oh yeah, I can do that with it. So because to me the texture, the script stamp to me I associate it with being a texture, I tend to sort of go, all right, well, that should be in a light colour. But that's not always the case. So it's worth then kind of challenging your own preconceived idea of what you think should be a background stamp and going, okay, let's change it up a bit, and let's see what happens if I use something a wee bit different. So I don't know, let's do a bit of repeat stamping with this flower stamp and see where it takes us, see if it'll, you know, repeat well, you know. So it's just, all I'm doing here is doing basically flower to stem, top to tail as it were, and just repeat stamping that on my paper. So that there, and that there. Okay, so I've got an overall sort of covering of that, and then I'm trying to think how I could use this. So I could use this as a bit of a, oh, I could use it as a way to bring attention to the sentiment, you know, just by sort of blocking off a section. Have I got a, oh yeah, there we go, there's a slightly longer sentiment, that would make sense. Okay, so there we go. That's one. I've only used what, 3 stamps there, but I don't actually feel the need to put anything else on that one. So I'm going to stop there for that. And okay, so what else have we got? Got this flower one. Oh, I wanted to do something that would have a little bit of a cluster of these. So maybe I'll start off by stamping the dark first, so it'll give me an idea of where I want to stamp the other ones. So a wee little cluster. Now what I might decide is, oh, that's a bit messy there. So I could stamp this onto another piece of cardstock and cut it out and have it sat on top, so I could do some fussy cutting. And then, oh, I haven't used these much, so I could have one of those nestled into there. Nestled into there as well. So just doing a bit of a cluster of design. That could be quite interesting to do. There's a pink gone. And I like repeating my sentiment sometimes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't like that one so well. Might have another play with that idea. Do something a bit different. Oh, what about a repeat of this one? Let me clean that off. Make sure the blues come off it. So, we're doing a frame of this. That's what I did think earlier, to do it. Use this to frame my card. Like that somewhat. Maybe use this as well to fill in the gap a bit. Okay, so that's created a bit of a natural frame. Sorry, was I off then? There we go. Okay. Right, okay, so I've had a bit of a play. So which one are people's favourites? We've got 1, 2, 3, or 4. Which one would you like to see me actually play with and do stamp up for real? I mean, I might have time to do all of them, but I might even try and bring in some of the new colours. Might be quite fun. Oh, you like number 4? Okay. Yeah, I'm not counting that one. I'm pretending that one didn't happen. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 3. Oh, you look at you. You're wanting 4 of them. Yeah, I'm ignoring that one. Yeah, that didn't work out. But that's the benefit of doing it on scrap paper, because then you're like, oh, I just want to double check how it really would look. You know, you can have these ideas in your head, but they might not work out. All right, so if I just cut myself. Oh look, I've already smeared. How did I do that? Oh, for goodness sake! look at me. I'm covered. Oh, I've got to find a clean portion of this rag to clean myself with. That'll be all right. All right, I'll still use it. Okay. I'll cut this in half. Oh, you like that one, Nessa? Oh, what number? This one? Yeah, I think this one would work. I just need to tweak it. I think the colours are putting me off that I used. So I might come back to it. Okay. So now I quite like the crumb cake that I used for this one. I didn't like the crumb cake that I used for that stamp, so I might change that bit up. And remember what I said about I wanted to start a little bit higher up this time. So I'm going to start up there. I'm going to do 1, 2, 1 there. It's a bit like a laying bricks, this one. 1, 2, and then there. Okay. Then now this one, I just felt it should have been maybe a slightly darker shade. So I'm going to go with a bit of soft suede. Hi, Annie. I've just turned it round because I feel that I'm more likely to get it straight if I got it parallel. Okay, that's better. It just shows up a little bit better, doesn't it? Okay, and I like the brown. I like the Night of Navy against the brown. Now I'm going to take a little bit of care inking this up, because last time I think I caught the ink on the edge, didn't I? So I'm just going to be a bit more careful my inking. Take time for that ink to soak in. Ah, now that's interesting. Now this time I don't like the way that the brown has interacted with the blue. Okay, let's see what happens if I use a blender pen then on the blue. Let's see if that helps to make that a bit darker, so it shows up a bit more and gets rid of the brown. Well, it doesn't get rid of it, it sort of helps it, it blends it around. Stops it being so see-through. I have mentioned this before on my channel, that when you have these sort of stamps, when they're a bit see-through, it's worth colouring them in. Or if you like a more neutral sepia effect, then just use a blender pen. Okay, so what do you prefer then? Do you think I should have stuck to just having the crumb cake in the background, or do you think that works all right? I could do both. You can then judge it. Oh wow, they're still juicy from the 90s. Goodness me. Oh, I've just stamped the wrong colour. Oh well, I'm obviously not meant to stamp that one again. Okay, we'll leave that one for a moment. Right, we'll do this one next. Oh, come on, card. Right, so put the soft suede away for a second. So this time, I'm going to stamp sort of stagger it at different lengths to make it look interesting down there. And do we like the pink, or should we go with something different? I'm wondering whether to go for a bit of soft succulent, like go for a bit of a greeny colour maybe, so that if I do end up having to blend, it will be fine in the background. Or I don't know, a bit of Pear Pizzazz. I've had my hand on Pear Pizzazz, so I've grabbed that one. I would have had to have stretched further for soft succulent, so I've decided to go with that instead. Oh, bit of a funny angle, that one. I'm back. Oh my goodness. I knew I had a low battery before I knew I had a low battery before I even resumed, and I just completely forgot to plug in. Right, I'm hoping this is going to last. I've actually put a new wire in, so I'm hoping it will charge quite quickly. Also, I've turned the light on it down, so hopefully it won't use up too much. Anyway, you never know, I might still disappear. I'm back, I know. There we go. Intermission. Everyone's running back from the intermission. Yep. Sorry. Okay. I'm turning my stamp around because I want to sort of show different aspects of the stamp. So rather than it looking kind of completely the same. So there we go. So we've got the flowers coming on from different directions there. That seems to work quite nicely. And then I did want to try and get some of these in, but I haven't quite left enough space for them. There we go. Oh, you're fussy cutting the teacups. Ooh, we're going to see this tomorrow, Wend. Wendy got her delivery this week. So she's been enjoying playing with her new goodies. Right. That looks a bit better, doesn't it? Just that little bit of blender pen just helps to sort of make it show up much better. So there we go. Oh, yeah, she has a plan for tomorrow. Fantastic. Hi, Georgiana. Welcome back, everybody. All right, so that was number 1, 2. Right, then we've got this one. Now, what I might do actually is clean this off and do that in pink instead of doing it in the brown. I thought, oh, it doesn't have to be brown. I think the blue images are strong enough that they don't necessarily have to have such a light background. And it'd just be nice to do something a bit different. I'll flip that over. And just go for it. Now I know the sort of design that I want to do, I'm going to actually try and aim one of the flowers in the middle to start off with. Okay, so that it is there in the middle. There we go. Do that one to the side. Yep. There. That one there. That one there. Oh, that was a bit too high up. Never mind. I know what, if I turn it round, I can put my head over it and then I can see it a bit better. Okay. Oh, that's too far up now. Oh well, never mind. Sorry. Would we see a little bit of that one on the side? Yep, just a little bit. Okay, it's just to get a rough overall coverage. It's, you know. Now I've done that, I am thinking of going in with a bit more. Do I should go in with a bit more texture? I think that's clean. I know, I'll do some stamped off. So stamp off, stamp, 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 stamped off, stamp, 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 stamp. There we go, that's nice, fills in the gaps. It is really exquisite. That's a really good description. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Mary. It's very kind of you. Yes. Thumbs up, everybody. Thumbs in the air. Wave them like you just don't care. Yeah, so if you don't know what thumbs up, why people say, oh, can you give thumbs up? It's on the YouTube video. You don't often, sometimes it's trickier to see it when you're chatting away, but if you were to minimize the chat underneath the video, there's an area where you can give a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and it's kind of YouTube's way for figuring out how popular videos are. And so obviously lots of people watch something, or you get a response, either a thumbs up or a thumbs down, funny enough. And also comments after the video's gone live. YouTube recognise it as something that people want to watch, so therefore it will then recommend it more to people when they're on YouTube. So it just means that it gets my videos maybe seen a bit more. So that's why people do ask for it, and that's why I ask for it. And it's just a really simple way of you being able to support my channel. Just, do you like this card? Give it a thumbs up. Right, so there we go. That was number 3. That one, I've stamped on it now. Right, so on to number 4. And then I'm going to revisit the number 5 because I know some of you quite like the look of it. So it looks like a William Morris print. It does a little bit. Yeah, the repetition of it and so on. Yeah. Okay, so back with the Crumbcake. What did I do here? I stamp. I think I did full strength there, then 1, then 2, and then stamped off, and then, oh, actually, I think I'll do stamped off there. There. Yeah, didn't mean to do that. Okay, and then, I'm going to do a border of, I don't know whether to do the pink or do the new colour, Sweet Sorbet, because it's really nice and rich, that pink. Well, pink stroke red. Right, now this time, after I had a little play with this, doing the lines, I'm actually going to be a little bit more strategic this time. And rather than trying to stamp the full design on, I'm actually deliberately going to partially do it. Okay, because I know that it's not going to stretch all the way. So rather than trying to make it stretch all the way, I'm actually deliberately just going to partially do it. Like that. Because otherwise it gets a bit awkward. You know, and the stamp's like, why didn't you just use all of me? And I'm like, well, no, because you don't fit. So I'm just going to use a bit of you. There we go. And then I still might come in with this one, but I'm going to make it sort of like a, like deliberately do it so it looks like a postmark, you know. There we go. Right, so just going to then stamp the big flower in the dark colour. Because we want this to show up really nicely. Tap, 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 tap. Stamp that there. Hi, Heidi Shaw. Oh, bye, Nessa. Good night. Rest well. Don't leave me little postmark. It's almost trying to make it look like a faux postcard, I guess. Now I could have stamped just that design down the middle. Oh, yes. Okay, you guys can do that. But yeah, so it's almost like a faux postcard look, isn't it? So cute. I like that. Right, so then I was going to have a play with revisiting this idea. And I'm wondering if I would have been better off just stamping 2 of these flowers instead of 3. I think the 3 is where I lost it a bit, lost the plot bit there. I'm just going to stamp with 2. Oh, well, now I've stamped that up there, I'm thinking, oh, I do have space there now for one. Oh, I'm just going to try it. Oh, yes, that's all right, isn't it? Yeah, I can live with that. Okay, let's clean this off a bit. Oh, I might actually go back. Oh, just remember the one that I just did. I should go back and colour it in a bit. So I'm thinking a little bit of texture. So I could still go for a bit of this. Oh, that's quite nice. Just that little piece there. And then we'll go for a bit of the old Eiffel Tower. And a bit of this postmark. Maybe do one down here. I think do the just for you, just simply there. There we go. Hashtag simple stamping. Super. Oh, I've just stuck my fingernail in the ink pad. There we go. And I think just very very lightly going over some of these flowers. Again, just helps it. But I'm wondering about a little pop of colour in the middle. I know you probably wouldn't get a pink in the middle of these, because I think these are sort of delphiniums, aren't they? But what about a little pop of yellow just in the centre? Maybe I shouldn't have used the blender pen, you can't really see it. Oh, it's really tricky to see, can't really see it. Okay. But yeah, I was just wondering, like having a little pop of colour. It's mixing with the blue a bit too much. Anyway, that's just a really simple, gorgeous layout. I don't know if I've got any Night of Navy cut, but I've got some Misty Moonlight. Look at that. Mwah. Just if you're wanting to make like quick notelets and cards for somebody, that was just really gorgeous, simple layout. Right, let's bring back some of these. Let's put these onto a bit of backing. So that's the Flirty. And we've got, that Pizzazz. Yeah, got that one on there. I don't think I've got any Crumbcake cut. Oh, what's that? Oh, a bit of soft suede. This one needs a sentiment, doesn't it? Where's my little hello sentiment gone? Where have you gone? Oh, no, that's not them. Oh, it's under here. You like the last one too? Ah, okay. So it's worth me sticking with it to get there. Okay. And then we've got this one. I'm going to stick these down and use these. These are just really nice. I mean, they'd make a really nice little notelet set to send to somebody. Someone who likes sending cards. Letter writing. You know, it's sort of multi-occasional, really. So anyway, I hope that has helped a little bit with the idea of just designing on some scrap paper to figure out how the sizing of different stamps make an impact, how the design of them can be used. Yeah. Now what I haven't done is actually use the script with dark ink, which can be very, very dramatic. I haven't done that. I tend to do that if I'm doing a bigger one sheet wonder. Actually, I wonder if I can do a one sheet wonder with just this stamp set. Ooh, do you think I can do that? What do you think, guys? The retired subtle imp. Oh, you know what? You're so right. Yeah, that was that beautiful embossing folder from a few years ago, the subtle one. Yeah, that would have looked beautiful, especially with this one. Yeah, but you know, if you've got those embossing folders, do use them. They sort of bring a lot of character to the paper, don't they? They make them look. They can make them, especially that one that Vicky's mentioning, the subtle one. It just made the paper look like linen. It was beautiful. I don't think we've got anything specifically like that. We've got similar things, but not specifically like that at the moment. Hopefully they'll bring one out. Okay, so that's the cards. Let me know. Darn tootin' you can, Ruth. I can try. I've mixed this stamp set with others for One Sheet Wonders, but I don't think I've ever done one with just this stamp set. So this will be interesting. Okay, let me have a think. Sorry, I'm just having a think, guys. Oh my goodness, this is taking me a little bit of a time. Hold on. I'm just trying to think. Okay. Just got to give me a moment. I didn't freeze, honestly. I'm still here. I was just thinking. Hi, Heidi. Yeah, you can, but I've messed it up because I've gone and stamped over it. So, yeah. Oh, I think I had some Crumbcake on there before. Oh, no, I didn't. I had Flirty Flamingo. Oh, dear. I've contaminated my Pear Pizzazz with Flirty Flamingo. Oh, well. It's just a wee bit. It'll live. Still got a bit of Flirty Flamingo coming through there. Oh, dear. So if that does happen, if you accidentally stamp a unclean stamp, unclean, onto the wrong ink pad, don't panic. Don't panic, Mr. Mannering. Just get a clean cloth, dampened cloth with water, nothing else, and give it a swipe, basically. Just clean off as much as you can, and then just re-ink it. So this is why we do recommend that you get the re-inkers. Not only, you know, obviously the ink will run out because you're using it, but eventually, you know, you may make that mistake and need to fix it. So, I mean, there's also some fun things you can do with re-inkers as well, just re-inkers. Okay. Oh, I'm missing comments. That sounds funny. When Fred says he's thinking, ask him if it hurts. Oh, that's funny. I thought I heard a weird noise. Oh, you know what? I'm going to try that one on Tom. Right, here's a bit of sweet sorbet. That was satisfying. So now I'm going to go in with a bit of the Flirty. Just pop these in and around the sweet sorbet. Just playing with how it lies, and it's got a bit of a curve to this one, so it can be a bit interesting to kind of use because, you know, it only curves in one direction. I do like it when Stampin' Up includes stamps that go in different directions. It does make my life a little bit easier, I have to say. But never mind, it is what it is. Night, Lorraine. Oh, Bev's liking this already. Thank you, Bev. I was thinking, what will happen if I do a bit of this? Oh, that doesn't feel very wet at all. Let's try the other side. Oh, it's drying out. Oh, I've got a new one here. Oh, that's better. Don't know, which one do you prefer, that one or that one? Because I haven't got such a darker background, perhaps it doesn't really matter so much. Oh, there we go. Right, so I've used that one, used that one, and oh, I haven't used that one yet. Oh, so I think I'll go for a bit of Crumbcake now to fill in some of the gaps. But I don't want to obviously fill in the gaps, so I'm going to make sure that some of it lands on a bit of the flower as well. So oh, that looks so pretty. Now, bringing in the soft suede for my little Eiffel Towers, because I want that to show up a bit more. Kind of clustering those a bit. Just think when you've got small items like this and you want them to show up, it's worth popping two near each other. And also, I've said this before on my channel, that a postmark I regard as something that kind of gets stamped carelessly, you know, in real life. You know, I mean, I know, oh, I went and bought stamps today, and in the UK, I haven't got one to show you. They're starting to print massive stamps with like a QR code down the side. And the lady was saying, oh, I wish they would just like do the one that just gets printed off, and because it's got all the information on it. And I was actually a little bit sad because I thought, oh my goodness, we're kind of getting past the stage where, or we're going to end up going past the stage where we have like postmarks on things. One of the joys of actually receiving hand mail with a stamp on is that you get a postmark on it, and so although it's functional, I guess it's something that's part of our everyday life, but is also, I guess it's also a little tiny piece of art, isn't it? Especially if it's got, you know, the city, you know, where it's from or something on it. And it's everyday art, isn't it? And I guess it's only when it starts to disappear that you go, oh, I think I will miss that. You know, the art of postmarks. So there we go. Right, this is just another little symbol. Well, that's very satisfying and very pretty. I think that would make a nice to be cut up, that one. I feel like I've got a bit of a gap there though, so I'm just going to bring the Crumbcake back in. So hello Leslie Cano, welcome. Oh, Ruth has done 3 projects and not a dot of dottage anywhere. No, I'm not going to use, I haven't got a dottage stamp in here. I can't. I can use a pen, maybe, but I'm not going to use a stamp that is not in this stamp set. Crazy as that may sound. There we go. Right, so for some simple dottage, we can get the pens out. Can't see in that light. Okay, is that soft suede? Yeah, soft suede. So for some simple flickage dottage, what you can do is just get your Stampin' Right marker and get the cap and just do that. So you can do some flickage. So okay, has that satisfied you guys? Might do some green as well. Is that Pizzazz? Yes. I've obviously used this for that before because look, it's got ink everywhere. Okay, is everyone happy now? Oh yes, Esther, I think you definitely need this in your stamp set. I think you would use it loads. Right, there we go. That is it. Double splatters, I can leave happy. Oh dear. All right, so for those of you who joined late or got cut off or whatever, thank you so much for coming back. I started the evening by just explaining how to approach a stamp set that perhaps is new, and also how to just map out some ideas before actually stamping it onto your nice cardstock. So, you know, rather than, you know, wasting card and getting it wrong, you can sort of map it out and just see how the colours work. So, for example, this one I realised I actually needed to move everything up a little bit, although I did end up changing the colour. So there we go. That's my mapped out one. This is the final one. And I realised that the soft suede was actually probably a little bit dark. So it could have benefited from actually me not stamping that in the middle, but stamping it somewhere else. Maybe, well, actually, even maybe up there. So it frames the flower. There we go. There's a thought. So, yeah, there we go. So that's that one. Then this one is the idea of just stamping at the side of the card and then bringing in different elements. And that's what that one ended up looking like, which I prefer, I think, because I managed to stagger the straight lines a bit more. This looks a little bit too uniform, and so I think I prefer my final one. Then on this one, this was all about using the big flower as a repeat pattern and then using this line as a kind of focal point for the sentiment. So there we go, that's the final one. Then this I didn't like, so I revisited that one, but in the meantime I did do this one, which is about using that line stamp for framing and then just stamping some texture and flowers and things within it. So then I did revisit this one, and I wasn't happy with the way that I'd stamped the 3 flowers there. I felt it was a bit too crowded, so I had another go and did that. And then rather than using the stamp, the sentiment for a repeat, I actually just used the script and then the postmarks as a bit of texture in the background, and then just stamped the Just For You once, and just used, that was just Night of Navy and Crumbcake. That was it. That's all I used for that one. So really simple stamping. Now that is stuck onto Misty Moonlight, not Night of Navy. Misty Moonlight that just retired. But anyway, it looks nice though, I think. There you have it. So that's the 1, 2, 3, 4. That's kind of the 5th one. But that's the different cards there. And then I thought, can I do a one-sheet wonder just using this stamp set? Of course you can. And so I just had a quick go, just doing the lines across. So that was with Crumbcake, Pear, Pizzazz, Sweet Sorbet, and Flirty Flamingo. So the Sweet Sorbet is the Ranunculus, and then the, I don't know whether you think it's a larkspur or delphinium. I did that in the Flirty in the background, and it is lighter, which is nice because it keeps the Ranunculus as the kind of at the forefront. So there we go. Oh, I've never been described as magical before, Jan. Thank you so much. It's very kind. Would you be able to scroll out just a smidge? Oh, yes, of course. Yes, I will do that. There we go. Is that better? Very French. Toile. Yes, le toile. Yes, it is quite toile looking. Well, it's more toile looking if you just use a single colour. Yeah. It's traditionally just maybe one colour. But yeah, certainly the design of it with all that line art is like a vintage print, isn't it? So there we go. Yes, come back and visit again, Leslie Cano. Yeah, welcome. Thank you for coming along. And so yeah, so colours wise, I ended up with on my desk Crumbcake, Soft Suede, Sweet Sorbet, Pear, Pizzazz, and Night of Navy. Real gorgeous kind of classic colours there. Did I have anything else? Oh yeah, Flirty. Bit of Flirty Flamingo. There we go. Let's pop that. That's a really nice colour combination, actually. If anyone wants to try a one-sheet wonder with all those, that would be fun. And of course, the star of the show tonight was Ranunculus Romance, which came available in January in the mini catalogue, but I'm very pleased to announce that it's in the main catalogue and will be with us for a whole year now. So pleased about that. Sharon asked a question. Do any of you create cards and do not put a sentiment on the card, then make several sentiments available for the person who's sending them? I think I have done in the past. I often don't put a sentiment on a card because I don't know who I'm sending it to, and then do more of a write-up in the inside, just like, yeah, do more of a write-up. And then, yes, I have heard of people doing that. yeah, stamping a few things out, and they can choose which one to put it on. Yeah, I have heard of people doing that. Okay, Ruth, now with the one shoot wonder, so we can... Now without... Okay, yeah, I'll do that in a second. Oh, that's a good idea, Jodie. Yeah. Yeah, my email is not personruthtrice, it's just ruthtrice@gmail.com. Yeah. So I have put on Artful Stampin' Space. So Artful Stampin' Space is a Facebook group where people can post projects that they've worked on and after watching my channel. And on there is the information about upcoming classes. Actually, I need to share it on my main Artful Stamping page as well. I will do that. So I have got two classes for next weekend scheduled, Friday and Saturday, and both of them are going to be, they're the same class to do, focusing on emboss resist techniques. So you need clear embossing powder, variety of maybe floral and texture stamps, and ink and blender brushes. What else? Maybe one coloured cardstock and then one very vanilla or basic white. So I do a lot of thinking of yous. Absolutely, Linda. Yes, I know. That's what I love Just For You, because it's... Well, hello. It's like, there we go. Well, this one's lovely. It's got Just Because as well. Yeah. Look, do you like the way I set up my table, Heidi? Look at that. It's got all the colours on it, and it's got the stamp set ready for you. There we go. You can just screenshot that. Oh no, if I tip that like that. There we go. That'll be slightly better, won't it? A heat gun. Not for the emboss resist one. No, that one's not needed. Sorry, that tool's not needed. Thank you. Okay, if there's no other questions, I'm going to love you and leave you. This is my favourite stamp set so far. Yeah, well done for getting that disclaimer in, Bev Evans. So far, yes. So important to get those words in. 2 little words, so far. Because knowing Stampin' Up, they'll come out with another one that will be our favourite. Probably in about a month's time. When we get to see the July-December catalogue. Oh dear. Oh, sorry, you put heat gun. Sorry, heat tool, Linda. Yes, sorry. I call a heat... Oh, yeah, no, What do I call this then? Sorry, when I read heat gun, I thought you meant this. I meant heat tool. So sorry, Linda. Of course. Yes, you do need a heat tool. One of these to heat up. Yeah, you do. Sorry, Linda. I don't know. I think I read your word and I just thought that instead of the other. Sad I missed the front end. The front end. Oh, yeah, it's all right. Just go back. I designed the cards on scrap paper first. That's all. Glue gun and heat tool. Yes, Esther. Thank you. That's what it was. Right. You won't need your glue gun. No, you don't need your glue gun. You need your heat tool. Yes. Oh, Sharon, please just go and watch the beginning again. Or just enjoy the finished product. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Right, there we go. And there's the one shoot wonder. So I don't know whether to have that as my thumbnail, because that's rather pretty, isn't it? Rather pretty. But we stamped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I shall call this six designs. 6. I'll rename the title. 6 different designs with Ranunculus Romance. There we go. Lots of love to you all. Take care. Have a good weekend. See you soon. Bye.